If your soil is dry, cracked, and completely lifeless, there's a reason worms are nowhere to be found. They simply have no reason to stay. There's no moisture, no soft, rotting plant matter, no microbial buffet. In these conditions, even compost won't work unless something comes first to change the physical feel of the soil. What if we told you that the answer isn't some expensive fertilizer or hard-to-find soil conditioner, but a strange little sandwich made from two things you likely already have: cardboard and basil? Yes, basil. That same aromatic herb in your kitchen garden is more than a culinary delight. It can be the start of a microbial awakening under your mulch layer. Combined with water-soaked cardboard, basil can create the exact kind of environment that attracts earthworms naturally and kickstarts humus formation in dead, dusty dirt. Stick around, because over the next few minutes you'll see exactly why this works. How the oils in basil don't just smell good but suppress harmful fungi. How the soaked cardboard holds in just enough moisture to soften hard clay layers, and why layering them creates a cool, dark microclimate that worms absolutely love. You'll also learn how this technique revives poor soil from below, how to set it up step by step, and what signs to watch for when the transformation begins. Cardboard alone is already one of the most underrated tools for soil repair. When soaked, it becomes a breathable sponge that locks in moisture without suffocating the soil. It decomposes slowly enough to provide structure but quickly enough to feed fungi and bacteria. This is especially helpful in sandy or compacted soil, where organic material washes away or dries out too fast. Now enter basil. When fresh basil leaves or stems begin to break down, they release essential oils, mostly eugenol and linalool. These compounds are known antifungals, but interestingly they don't harm the beneficial fungi or aerobic bacteria that worms depend on. Instead, they inhibit aggressive molds and root-damaging pathogens like fusarium, clearing the way for healthier soil flora. That means your underground layers can develop the right kind of fungal threads, the kind that worms follow like highways. Basil also has a strong scent that lingers through the soil. While that might seem irrelevant, it helps mask anaerobic rot and stabilizes the microbial balance in early decomposition stages. When you sandwich basil between two soaked cardboard layers and bury or mulch over it, you're not just burying food scraps, you're setting up a slow-release, worm-friendly microenvironment. It stays cool, it holds moisture, and it breaks down gradually, feeding bacteria, drawing worms, and rebuilding humus right beneath your feet. Alright, so first, choose a dry patch of soil that's clearly struggling. This method really works best in areas where mulch or compost alone just hasn't made a difference. Start by soaking 2 sheets of plain, non-glossy cardboard in water until they're completely pliable, usually about 30 minutes in a bucket or an old bin. While the cardboard soaks, go ahead and gather a generous handful of fresh basil trimmings. You can use stems, leaves, even flowers. The more variety the better. If the basil is a bit wilted, that's actually perfect. It'll break down faster and start releasing its oils right away. Once the cardboard is softened, lay 1 sheet directly on the soil. Then scatter the basil trimmings evenly across it, making sure to keep them within the boundaries of the first cardboard sheet. Next, cover the basil with the second piece of soaked cardboard, gently pressing down to make contact with the herbs and the soil surface. It should kind of resemble a moist, earthy sandwich, flat and well layered. Now mulch over this setup with a thick layer of semi-composted leaf straw or shredded garden waste. This will help keep the moisture locked in and protect the stack from sunlight and wind. Over the next few days, microbial activity is really going to explode inside that sandwich, and within a week or two, you'll start seeing tiny earthworm castings near the surface. That's your signal that the system is working. This method works so well because it solves multiple problems at once. Dry soil lacks moisture, obviously, but it also lacks structure and microbe access. The cardboard acts as a structural scaffold, retaining water and sheltering microbes from harsh surface conditions. Basil adds an herbal compound boost, subtly shaping the microbial balance in a way that favors worm-friendly fungi over fast-spreading rot. Because the cardboard decomposes from the bottom as well as the top, it begins to loosen the top few inches of soil over time. Worms enter from the edges, feeding on softened basil fibers and trailing fungal threads that begin to appear in just days. What starts as a static stack quickly becomes a dynamic layer of life. The best part? This method doesn't rely on any store-bought input. No worm castings, no compost tea, no expensive soil activators, just herbs and cardboard. In fact, the basil you use can be the leftover trimmings from your kitchen, or prunings from bolted summer plants. It's a lazy gardener's dream, and one of the most natural ways to wake up the soil with very little effort. While this trick is low effort, it still needs one thing: consistent moisture. In dry climates, a light weekly watering over the mulched layer will keep the decomposition going. You can even bury a few basil stacks side by side in different beds, rotating every 2 weeks for a continuous worm draw. If you're working with extremely compacted clay, add a few small fork holes in the soil before laying the first cardboard layer. This allows the worm traffic and microbial juice to penetrate deeper. And if you don't have basil, try oregano, Thai basil, or lemon balm. Each offers its own scent and antifungal benefits, but basil remains the best overall for worm attraction and soil healing. This simple stack, just cardboard and basil, offers more than meets the eye. It hydrates. It feeds. It suppresses the bad microbes and invites the good. And it makes your soil soft, rich, and worm-filled without tilling, digging, or adding synthetic inputs. Whether you're dealing with lifeless sandy patches or clay beds that bake into brick, this method meets the soil where it is and transforms it from the bottom up. If you found this tip helpful and want more weird but effective gardening tricks like this, hit that subscribe button and share this video with a fellow grower. Hydrohaven is here to help you grow smarter, not harder. Keep layering, keep observing, and let your soil come alive again.